Hey everyone, so today's video is another Sephora Loves List declutter. I filmed a video like this a couple weeks ago and that was my first time filming any type of video like this, and I did really enjoy it, so I decided to film another one and you guys said that you would like to see more of them. So I am going to be continuing to go through my Sephora Loves List. Last video I didn't get through my whole Loves List because I do have a ton of products on my Loves List. I'm hoping to kind of get through a few more and go a little bit quicker today. But these videos have kind of become like one of my favorites just because I would be doing this on my own anyways, and I just really enjoy doing it with you guys and letting you sort of know my thought process behind almost like decluttering products that are on my wish list. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it. So I'm mostly skipping over like the skincare stuff that's on my Loves List. I'm pretty much just going to be talking about makeup, just because I have like very little skincare stuff on my wish list in the first place. My main like obsession and issue is makeup, so I'm mostly just going to be talking about makeup. The first product is this little Bare Minerals set. This is the Naturally Luminous Complexion Kit Foundation, Bronzer, and Finishing Powder. So it comes with one of their foundations, which I have been interested in trying, but it also comes with their loose powder bronzer and then also their setting powder, which I actually have a setting powder from them in my collection already. I did get it from my sister, so I didn't purchase that one. So I do obviously want to finish that powder up before I would purchase this set. So this is something on my Loves List that I don't see myself purchasing anytime soon, but I do still really want it. So I'm going to keep this one on my Loves List just for kind of like future reference, because this is also a foundation that I want to try, and I would be interested in also trying their bronzer, and I do really like their face powder. So that one is staying on my wish list. But a product that is another little set from Pat McGrath is their Major Mini Lip Trios. So this comes with a mini size of their lipstick, a mini size of their gloss, and then a mini lip liner. So it's like lipstick, gloss, and lip liner in one. And while I am interested in trying Pat McGrath lip products, I feel like this is just not one that is worth it. Like, I don't necessarily want to try their lipstick formula. I'm mostly interested in their gloss and like maybe their lip liners. I just don't think this is like a great set, and you can also get their lip glosses and lip liners on sale pretty often, so I feel like this isn't like a great value. They're also mini products, so they're going to be pretty small, so I'm going to take this one off of my Loves List. I also have the Rare Beauty Mini Perfect Strokes Universal Volumizing Mascara. I have been wanting to try some Rare Beauty products, including their mascaras. I believe they have 2 out, and I think I want to try both of them. I'm not sure like which one I would prefer. I would be interested in purchasing the mini size of this. If you have tried the Rare Beauty mascaras, let me know your thoughts on them, but I will be keeping this on my Loves List for now. I also have the Natasha Denona Retro Eyeshadow Palette, just the newer midi size that she came out with. I do also want the mini, but the midi really intrigued me. I love this color story. Those kind of mauve purpley tones are pretty much my favorite shades of eyeshadow to wear. So this one I actually put on my Christmas wish list, so I will potentially have this palette by the end of the year. So I will be keeping it on my Loves List. And then I also have the LYS Beauty Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush. So LYS is another brand that I really want to try, and I do want to try a lot of their products. And their cream blush is one that I've heard really great things about. I'm not necessarily going to purchase this anytime soon because I have way too many blushes, especially creams, in my collection. But this is one that I do really want to try, so I'm going to keep this on my list. There's also the Tower 28 Beach Please Lip and Cheek Cream Blush. I specifically want the shade After Hours, which is like a really pretty berry shade, which I feel like would be a more unique shade to bring into my collection. I'm not going to purchase that anytime soon. Like I said, I have way too many cream blushes in my collection, but I am potentially considering purchasing the shade for like next winter time, because this is obviously more of like a winter shade. It's that berry tone. So that one I am also gonna keep on my Loves List. I also have the Rare Beauty Liquid Touch Brightening Concealer here, which I do eventually want to try this concealer. So again, gonna keep that one on my Loves List. However, I also have this little Rare Beauty set. This is the mini Mauves lip set. So it comes with one of her like tinted lip balms and then also one of her glossy lip balm products. They're both sort of like tinted lip balm type products, and they are just minis, which I already have a mini tinted lip balm from Rare Beauty that I really love, which I think is what tempted me to add this to my loves list and potentially made me want to purchase this, because I already love the lip balm that I have from her. But I will be taking this off my loves list just because I have so many lip products. I also have the Tarte Mini C Hydroflex Serum Foundation on here, which I had heard good things about from someone, I forget which YouTuber, but I believe this is just the mini size, so I would be kind of interested in trying this. I don't try a ton of foundations. In fact, recently I haven't even been wearing foundations, so I'm like kind of straying away from purchasing foundations in general, just because I literally haven't worn foundation in like months, and I'm obviously not going through any of the foundations that are already in my collection, so why would I purchase more? So this one I will keep on my loves list, but I'm not really purchasing foundations right now. I also have the concealer that kind of goes with this collection. It's a C Mini Hydrocealer concealer, and again, this is a mini, so I would be kind of interested in trying the mini before I purchase the full size. I do love to try out new concealers, but I do have a couple in my collection that I'm trying to get through right now and that I do really love and want to repurchase, so I'm gonna keep that concealer on this list for now. Like eventually I would like to try that. I also have the DANESSA MYRICKS Beauty Balm Contour, which is like a cream contour product, and I did really want to try this, and I want to try a lot of products from DANESSA MYRICKS, but they also have their Power Bronzer, which I was kind of debating between the Balm Contour and the Power Bronzer, like which one I would want to purchase first. And I haven't heard great things about the Balm Contour, but I feel like everyone loves the Power Bronzer, so I feel like I would rather purchase the Power Bronzer, so I'm going to take this Balm Contour off of my loves list. And then another DANESSA MYRICKS product, their Vision Flush Blush in the shade specifically Ballet Slippers. I already have the shade Nutcracker, which is more of like a contour bronzing shade. So obviously that's like, I use that as a bronzer. So this one I would use as a blush. And I haven't used that a ton. It is newer to my collection, so I do want to get more use out of this before I purchase this. But I definitely want to purchase another one of her Vision Flush colors in like a more blush shade. There's Ballet Slippers, and then there's also another one. Let me see what the shade is. So I was debating between the shade Ballet Slippers and the shade Bread and Butter, which Bread and Butter is more of a pinky tone, whereas Ballet Slippers I feel like is a lot more warm. And I feel like Ballet Slippers might be a little bit more like unique to my collection because I don't have a ton of warm blushes, I feel like, just because I tend to lean towards cool tones. And Ballet Slippers is like, she calls it like the classic blush type of shade, so I'm kind of interested to see. It's supposed to be like a perfect blushy color, so I think more interested in Ballet Slippers. If you have tried these, let me know which shade you prefer or what your favorite shade is. The next product is from BAREMINERALS again. This is their mini, so like a lot of the minis I end up adding to my loves list because I just prefer to purchase minis over full size, especially if it's a product like blush that I'm not going to go through super quickly. So this is their Complexion Rescue Tinted Moisturizer with Hyaluronic Acid and Mineral SPF 30. So this is kind of their other foundation product that I've been wanting to try. I do want to try a lot of the BAREMINERALS foundations. This one I am going to keep on my loves list, even though I said recently I haven't been wearing foundation, but I do still have like a list of foundations that I would like to try eventually. I also have the JOUER Cosmetics Rose Gold Blush Bouquet Dual Blush Palette. Again, this is a mini, and I do want to try some JOUER products, but I don't know, there's nothing in their line that really like sticks out to me or intrigues me. I've heard these duos are supposed to be really good, and because they do have a mini version, I would be really interested in trying this, so I'm going to keep that one in my cart, or not in my cart, in my loves list. And then a product from KAJA, another sort of face palette, is their Play Bento Cream Bronzer, Powder Blush, and Highlighter Sculpting Trio. So this is their little trio that comes with a blush, highlighter, and bronzer, and I've heard really great things about it. And it does come with a cream bronzer, and I've been loving creams lately, except the fact that I don't wear like face palettes ever, and this is a more unique product, but I feel like this would be really good for travel if you like travel a lot and need a really compact travel makeup kit. But I don't know, I am really interested in trying this, but because I know I just never reach for face palettes, I've kind of strayed away from purchasing them. So I actually am going to take this one off of my loves list. Next up on my loves list is the Natasha Denona Super Glow Highlighter, which is supposed to be an incredible highlight, but it is $38. Like, obviously we know Natasha is a high-end brand, so I don't know, like, I feel like I never really end up purchasing this unless I got it like as a gift. So I'm gonna keep this on my wish list just because I would be intrigued to try it. Maybe I need to like go into Sephora and like actually swatch it. I also have the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blush, which is kind of like a cream blush. It's kind of like a mix between a cream and a powder. It's like almost like, I feel like the ColourPop Super Shock cheek type of formula, but I have heard really great things about this. I'm not really like super interested in it. I don't know, I feel like there's other blushes that I would rather try over this. I feel like it's just one of those iconic products that I always hear talked about. So I'm actually going to take this one off of my loves list. I was not expecting that, but I also have way too many blushes in my collection. Like, I'm never going to be able to try all of the blush that I want to try. Speaking of, I also have the Melt Cosmetics Cream Blush Light on my loves list, which is one that I would potentially consider purchasing like in the near-ish future, just because like it's a cream blush light, so it's meant to be like a blush and a highlighter in one, which is a little bit more unique to my collection, which it may just really end up looking like a more glowy blush, which I do really love that look, but I feel like it's almost a little bit different than anything I already have in my collection. So I would really like to try this one out. It's probably going to be one of the next cream blushes that I end up purchasing, although I'm kind of on a very strict no buy blush product rule because I just have so many blushes in my collection right now. So I might end up trying that in 2022, but I guess we'll just have to see. Another product that I definitely want to try like soon-ish is the, well, I guess it's not really a product, it's a brush. So it's from Rare Beauty, it's their Liquid Touch Concealer Brush, and I've heard really great things about this. And I never really buy brushes, and some of my brushes have been like falling apart, and a lot of them I have noticed are like a little bit scratchy and I don't love them. So I kind of want to do a blush declutter and sort of go through my brushes and just keep the ones that I really love. And I would be interested in bringing a few more into my collection that are just more high-end that I know will like last me almost forever. So I feel like this is one that I will end up purchasing relatively soon. Next up, we have the Patrick Ta Major Sculpt Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. So this is like the iconic Patrick Ta cream and powder product, and I would be really interested in trying this. I also want to try their blush in this same sort of formula, but I don't know, I'm more excited to try out the blush than I am the contour or bronzer duo. So this one I am going to keep on my loves list because I know I do want to try it eventually, but I'm just more intrigued by the blush. But if I bought them, I don't know, I feel like I may end up purchasing them at the same time. But I also have the DANESSA MYRICKS Beauty Color Fix Eye, Cheek, and Lip Cream Pigment in the shade Milky Way, which is like the iconic shade. And I love really glowy, glittery eye products like this, except for the fact that recently in a YouTube video, I forget the name of the YouTuber, but she compared it to, actually it was Hannah Louise Poston, compared this to the very special shade in the Pat McGrath palette. And it's not the same Pat McGrath palette that I have, but the shade she compared it to is in the Pat McGrath palette that I have. So I technically already have a shade that is very similar like this, and it's in a powder like eyeshadow form. So I feel like I'm more likely to reach for a powder eyeshadow than I am to reach for this cream type of product. So I've kind of kicked this off of my wish list, and I'm actually going to take it off of my Sephora loves list because now that I know I have that shade, and Hannah Louise Poston compared it, and the Pat McGrath shade is actually more shiny and like more incredible than the DANESSA MYRICKS Milky Way shade. Then I have another LYS beauty product. This is their Triple Fix Serum Foundation. Again, another LYS product that I really want to try. So I'm going to keep that one on my loves list. I also have another DANESSA MYRICKS product. This is their Vision Cream Cover Adjustable Foundation and Concealer. And this one I was intrigued to try just because I've heard good things about it. But I don't really know because this is a very full coverage concealer because it can also be used as a foundation. Like, she sells the same exact product but in a bigger bottle to act as a foundation. So I feel like I may want to try this out, but DANESSA MYRICKS has samples on her website, so I feel like I would prefer to purchase some samples of this rather than like the full-size concealer. So I'm gonna actually take this off of my loves list because it is something sort of in the back of my mind that I want to try, but it's not like the top concealer that I want to try. And then I have another Mel Cosmetics cream blush light in my loves list. Like I had 2 different shades. So the one I think I want the most is the shade Lynx, which is a sandy gold, and I feel like this would act more as like a bronzer type of shade than a blush. So that's why I had 2, because the other one I kind of wanted to act as more of a blush. The other shade that I had on my loves list is the shade Polished, which they describe as a refined grapefruit. If you have any of these blushes, let me know what shade you have, or if you have multiple shades, let me know what your favorite shade is, because I definitely want to try one of these out. I feel like this is gonna be a pretty long video, but I kind of just want to get through the rest of my loves list, so I may just like finish it off. So we also have the Ilia Limitless Lash Lengthening Mascara. This is also a mini size, so I like that I can purchase a lot of minis from Sephora just to try them out before I go ahead and purchase the full size, because obviously most of these products are pretty expensive, and I've heard amazing things about this mascara, so I'm really interested in trying it. I don't know like how likely I am to purchase it because I don't normally purchase high-end mascaras. I'm gonna leave that one on my loves list. The next product is the Natasha Denona Love Cheek Duo palette, which came out with her like Love palette collection, and this duo looks really, really pretty. I feel like this would be like a really good Valentine's Day type of gift. So, well, I don't know, I guess I could get it for myself as a Valentine's Day gift, but I am going to keep this one on my loves list. It comes with a cream blush and a highlighter, and they both look really, really pretty. So I'm going to keep that one because I also like have been interested in trying Natasha Denona face products, like that other highlighter I talked about, but that's like one highlighter for $38, whereas in this one you get like a highlighter and a blush for only $42. So I feel like this is almost a better value. Next up, we have the Hourglass Mini Vanish Airbrush Concealer, which again, another mini, so I'm really interested in these mini products from Sephora. The Hourglass Concealer, again, is one I've heard a lot about, so I would be kind of interested to try it, but I probably never end up purchasing the full size, so I'm actually going to take this one off of my loves list. I feel like I haven't done a ton of decluttering in this video. I've just kind of talked about what's on my loves list. The next one is the KAJA Gloss Shot Hydrating Lip Gloss. This I do really, really want to try. I've heard really great things about this, so I'm going to keep this one on my loves list. And I feel like I'm not really gonna be decluttering much else because we're getting to the bottom of my loves list, which are the products that have been on here for the longest time. So they're kind of products like permanently on my loves list that I eventually want to try. The next one is the Natasha Denona Mini Love Eyeshadow Palette, and the midi was discontinued and was recently went out of stock during the Sephora sale. So I do want to try the mini. Just because the midi, I feel like I didn't need a whole palette of 15 shades with those pink type of tones. So I feel like the mini is perfect, and of course it's less expensive. I also have the Urban Decay Hydromaniac Glowy Tinted Hydrator Foundation. This is a foundation that I have wanted to try for a while. I've heard really good things about, except like I feel like there's been kind of mixed reviews about this, but there's also been like mostly really good reviews. I feel like it may almost be too dewy, but if something's too dewy, you can always set it down with powder, so I feel like there's a way to sort of combat that. But I am really interested in trying this, so I'm going to keep it on my loves list, even though I rarely purchase like high-end foundations. And like I said, I'm not wearing foundation like recently, but I feel like this would be a good like lighter foundation that I would actually end up using maybe. Anyways, the next product is the Tarte Sea Breezy Cream Bronzer. Again, this is a mini. I don't know, I've heard really good things about this, except it's kind of like not really like my priority. There's like a lot of other cream bronzers that I would rather try over this one, so I'm actually going to take this one out of my loves list. And then we have the Ilia Daylight Highlighting Powder, specifically in the shade Decades, which I believe is their lightest shade. And I've heard really, really great things about this, so I do want to try this. I'm going to keep this one on my loves list. And then we have some more Natasha Denona mini palettes, which there are a lot of them that I want to try. We have the Mini Gold Eyeshadow Palette, which again, I didn't want to buy like the full-size gold because I feel like I wouldn't use that a ton, but I feel like these mini palettes are curated really good to like fit that color story, but you don't necessarily need like 15 shades of that color story. I also have the Mini Retro on my loves list, which again, I do want to try this. The midi retro, I feel like doesn't really match with the mini, but I don't mind that because I'd rather like obviously if I got the midi retro, I wouldn't purchase the mini if it matched better. I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically I want to have the midi and the mini retro in my collection. Like they're not similar enough to the point where I don't want to purchase both of them, which is kind of like almost worse because that makes me want to purchase more stuff. But anyways, the last mini palette on my loves list is the Mini Glam palette, which again is more of those cool tone type of shades. And I feel like I don't really need like the full size midi palette with 15 shades in this color story. So I like that I can just purchase the mini version. And then I also have the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow Tinted Moisturizer Broad Spectrum SPF 25, which is another one I really want to try. Again, even though I haven't been wearing foundation, I feel like this is one I may actually end up using because it's a lot lighter. Obviously, it's a tinted moisturizer. It's not like a full-on foundation. I'm going to keep this one in my loves list. And we also have another Rare Beauty product, the Weightless Foundation. So again, I am interested in trying the foundation and the concealer. So I'm going to keep that one on my loves list. And then we have the KAJA Don't Settle Concealer, which I heard from, I don't know, a YouTuber a really long time ago. And this has been on my loves list forever. And it's a little bit more like inexpensive. KAJA is a brand at Sephora that's not that super high-end price tag. So I feel like I am really interested in trying this, and I feel like it's a concealer that's not really talked about a lot. So I would be really intrigued to try that. I do want to try more KAJA products. I also have the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde eyeshadow palette on my loves list, which is a palette a lot of people say is like their favorite Huda Beauty palette, or like one of their favorite palettes in general. I feel like, I don't know, I would never use like those blue tones in here, and if you take those out, this is really just like a neutral sort of mauve toned palette. And because it does have so many shades in here, it's an 18 pan palette, and I don't typically reach for like huge palettes like this. So this has been on my loves list for a really long time, but I am actually gonna take it off of my loves list because I would rather purchase one of her smaller 9-pan palettes. So I don't really want the Mercury Retrograde palette just because it's so large, but I'm really intrigued by the Nude Obsessions eyeshadow palette in the shade Nude Light, again from Huda Beauty. So this one I have wanted to try for a really long time, and because it's a smaller palette, I do like smaller eyeshadow palettes, and I feel like I just tend to reach for them more often. So this has been on my loves list for a really long time. Like, it's the oldest product on my loves list. So that is one I would be really interested and excited to try out. I also have another sort of serum skin tint type of product. This is from Ilia. It's their Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40 foundation. So again, this is like a lighter coverage product that I feel like I would use more often if I actually purchased it instead of like a full-on foundation. I am going to keep that one on my loves list. And then lastly, we have the Patrick Ta Major Beauty Headlines Double Take Cream and Powder Blush, which I kind of talked about earlier. I want the blush and the bronzer. The blush shade that I want is She's So LA. I feel like that's like his most popular sort of shade. And I do like a good bronzy toned blush. So I am really interested in this. This has been on my wish list pretty much since it came out. And like I said, I would like to try a few Patrick Ta products. Pretty much only his like powder and cream duos, specifically the blush and the bronzer. He came out with that blush palette for the holidays, and I felt like the tones in there for my light skin tone, I feel like I just wouldn't end up using them. They were way too bright and way too deep, so I feel like I just wouldn't end up reaching for it. And it's also like a face palette, which I tend not to reach for as often, so I feel like I'd be better off just purchasing the like single blush duo instead of that full palette, even though you get like 6 shades. I don't necessarily need 6 more shades of blush, so I would prefer to just purchase this blush duo. Anyways, that is it for decluttering my Sephora loves list. I feel like I didn't really declutter a ton this time around. I feel like I decluttered a lot more last video, but this was also a longer video. It was almost just like showing you what's on my Sephora loves list. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy it, whether or not I decluttered a ton of products. I do also want to do a video like this for my Ulta loves list, which is pretty lengthy, probably longer than my Sephora loves list. So that might be like a 2 or 3 part video. But let me know if you guys do enjoy these videos and you want to keep seeing them, and I will keep doing them because I do really enjoy doing these with you guys. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I do post new videos 3 times a week, so if you want to see more videos from me, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.